Hi, I'm Steve Patton, President of HCM Property Management, and I am here with our Director of Operations, Ken Marabojo, and we thought we'd give you a brief market update on what we see happening in 2024. So I think start off first with the leasing market and what we're seeing there. We're seeing a few things. One is time on market for properties is increasing, and we saw that since kind of the low rate period late last summer, but time on market's been increasing. So year over year, number of days on market has increased 12% for properties that are being leased. Other thing is rental rates have flattened out. When mortgage rates were super low, there was like this fervor for people to get in new places. They were paying over market rent to get into a unit. That's really not the case anymore. They're looking for a fair value, and we haven't really seen rental rates climb. Okay. Now, this may be somewhat seasonal, and we'll see a pickup during the summer months, but for now, we're seeing kind of a flat line there. We're also seeing less property turnover. Tenants that are in properties are tending to stay there longer. Why that is, we're not quite sure yet. Maybe there's just not good properties coming on the market to move into, or the job market is limiting their ability to relocate. On the real estate sales side, median prices continue to go up. People say there's going to be a housing crash. We're really just not seeing it. I think a lot of that is because of a lack of inventory. A lot of that is driven by the low rates. It's keeping buyers and sellers out of the market. And that lack of inventory is pushing prices up. For instance, in the city of Irvine, where our office is located, the median home price now is $2.15 million. That is up over 32% from the same period last year. So that makes it extremely difficult for an entry-level home buyer to get a foot in the door. The other thing we're seeing is some of that lack of inventory is being backfilled by new home development. Developers have increased production by, I think, 7%, 7.8% to backfill some of that demand that resale homes are not filling. Market continues to be very competitive, particularly at the entry-level price points. With interest rates and mortgages, mortgage rates have been in the 6% range for several months now, and continue to be kind of the people that think they know where rates are going to go, think that they probably be in the 5 to 6% range later in the year. However, the Fed is pretty committed to holding to that 2% inflation threshold. So if the economy takes off, I think dropping interest rates may be a challenge. But for now, they've come down from where they were over 7. So now we're in the 6.5% range as far as mortgage rates go. And again, I think that that interest rate level is keeping buyers and sellers kind of out of the market. Okay. I was going to ask Kenny to share with us a little bit about some of the landlord-tenant laws that may be coming into effect here in 2024.
And there's a lot of changes that constantly happen here in California, but 4 of them this year are: first, the security deposits that you charge your tenants are going to be limited to 1 month for most landlords. However, if you're a small landlord and you have only 2 properties with 4 units or less, then you could still charge up to 2 months. So that's, for bigger landlords, that's going to really affect, the protections that you have on your units. Additionally, there were laws in a lot of local jurisdictions where they required landlords to evict tenants if they had allegations or police reports done against those tenants, but AB 114 is now going to prohibit local governments from encouraging or even requiring landlords to evict tenants for alleged crimes and other nuisance issues. Also, the no fault just cause evictions that are provided under the California Protection Act are going to be a little more stringent in 2024. SB 567 is going to modify those no-fault laws and require a lot more for the owners to be able to evict their tenants. For example, if one of the ways that you can evict a tenant is if you were going to have one of your family members move in to a unit, and many owners were taking advantage of that, and they would just make that claim and their family members wouldn't move in. But now you have to show proof of at least 12 months of tenancy by your family member, and they have to move in within 90 days of the tenant being evicted. Additionally, one other law is e-scooters and bikes. Landlords now have to allow tenants to use and charge their e-scooters and bikes in their units. There are certain requirements that the tenants have to abide by and make sure that their scooters and chargers meet the code. But a landlord can no longer prohibit a tenant from using and charging those devices.
Okay, great. I think also February 1st was the last of any COVID protections. And so tenants that were in arrears on any rents during the COVID protection period, those are all due and payable now. Likewise, rent increases, that is open, wide open. And so we want to make sure everybody is aware of that and takes advantage of it where they can to get those rents back up to market rates where you deserve. I know it's been a long time since you've been able to raise rates, and there's still some limitations if you're not exempt, but all of those prior COVID protections are now gone. So please try to take advantage of that where you can. All right, I think that's really it for 2024. I appreciate you watching. If we can be of any assistance to you, please feel free to reach out.